Hello, Green Bay Packers. This is a new episode of the old 52. And if you hadn't seen any of the other episodes, it's slightly inspired by the new 52 from DC Comics, where in this case I am presenting to you #1 issues of past series that are now defunct. You know, because there's so much renumbering these days, there's a lot of new #1s. And there's a lot of old #1s that people really, really liked when they came out and have, in some cases, somewhat forgotten. So let's talk about some, shall we? And of course, they're all brought to you by my comic book, which I self-publish, Red Knight. Issue 3 is out. Issue 4 is going to be out July 4th. Woo! And by the way, I'm going to be at Heroes Con in June and Baltimore Con in September. I'll be signing copies of Red Knight, so if you're going to those conventions, look for me there. And by the way, if you want to order copies of Red Knight, check out the information below this video. Now, I have a certain comic that, let's see, how can I explain it? It's about it's sort of, it takes place in the future, and it's a new, younger version of a hero we all know and love, dressed in black. It's Spider-Man 2099. And this was Marvel's second universe kind of book series. They much similar to what they did with Ultimate, actually. Except this had a more direct connection to the regular Marvel universe than Ultimate did. And just like Ultimate, what they did was they started with Spider-Man, and that's how they seem to always do it when they start a new universe of books. And the idea was to go 100+ years in the future. This book series was started in '92, and they would be all new versions of the same names, but kind of tweaks here and there. And the first few books, from I'm trying to remember, are obviously Spider-Man 2099, Doom, yes, Dr. Doom had his own book, and Ravage, which was an all-new character, and I'm blanking on the fourth one. We have it written down here. What was that fourth book? Oh, Punisher. That's right, Punisher 2099. And this is about Miguel O'Hara, and he is a scientist that works for this evil corporation. I mean, aren't they all, really? And they're trying to replicate Spider-Man's old DNA. And their experiments are fairly evil, from what Miguel kind of judges on. So he decides to quit. And his boss, Mr. Stone, being like the really nice guy, he accepts his resignation, and he gives him a chance to, you know, toast to his new life, quitting. But then he tells him, "Oh, I slipped the drug Rapture, which is apparently a drug that is instantaneously addictive and just blends with your DNA and won't let go, and you're addicted for life." It's sort of super crack. And he tries to break free of it by sitting in the genetic chair thingy that he helped design. He was because he used his own DNA for their experiments to sort of lay groundwork for anybody they tried to, you know, turn into Spider-Man. So what he was going to do was try and reboot his DNA, basically, by getting rid of the drug. Unfortunately, one of the douchebag other scientists that he hates tries to kill him. I mean, sees what he's doing and, like, amps it up, and at the end he, let's see, is turned into Spider-Man, a new Spider-Man. And as you see, his fingers, as you can tell right here, have these kind of pointy ends to them. I guess, you know, to help him wall crawl. Not too different than that one close-up in the Tobey Maguire or Sam Raimi Spider-Man. We saw all those tiny appendages on his fingers. Well, this was kind of similar to that, actually. The opening is really exciting, where he is being chased by cops, rooftop to rooftop, and flying cars, and this is a really exciting kind of chase scene that takes place quite a few pages. We open up with a whole bunch of action, and then we go flashback to all the backstory. This, by the way, is written by Peter David, who is one of my favorite writers, actually, and drawn by Rick Leonardi, who is a very underrated artist and has a lot of fun with this book. And the dialogue is really snappy. I love all the lines. This is David really doing a great job. And, Spider-Man is funny, but he's not like Peter Parker funny. He has his own kind of like sense of humor. There's this one scene where Mr. Stone is trying to talk to him about, the history of this company. And he tells him, "Mike, if my father were alive today, you know what he'd say?" And Miguel says, "Help, help, get me out of this coffin." This is great shit. I don't know if these books are traded, but definitely you should at least try and look them up. Either just seek out the back issues, they're not that expensive, or if there is a trade, that'd be great, I'd love it. This character was a lot of fun. I even bought, at the time, when they were doing action figures, I got this really cool action figure of Spidey 2099, which I really loved his design, actually. I like the black and the red, and it's very minimal, actually, the way they do it, and the skull spider thing is kind of inventive, and the way they do the eyes on that, as well as I like the web on the back. I'm not sure if it has any use, but it just looks neat. It's almost like a web cape or something like that. I dig this. I highly recommend checking it out, and I think that's it. Push the button, Lindsay.